Yes. Mr. Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. And we are live. Let me get the screen right. First things first. Second thing, let's do the sound check. Let's have a little looky. Let's see what's going on. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button on your way in. Okay, so let's check this. Volume's a bit high. Let's adjust that. Okay, that seems better. Seems like we got some better levels. Let's have a little looky. Let's have a little check. Let's stop the music and listen. Let's have a little looky. Let's have a little check. Let's stop the music and listen. Listen keenly. That's good. That's good, yeah. That's good. That's good. Okay. OMG. We got the LD. We got the mighty LDBC up in the building. You haven't seen Don ZB around these neck of the woods in a long time. Don't think we've seen Don ZB since Deontay Wilder took his ass whoopings. Don ZB has not been seen, but he has reappeared. You know what I'm saying? They're still out there looking for Bigfoot, but I found Don ZB. Good to see you, Don. Good to see you. Now let's get into this. How are we gonna start this? Well, first things first. Where's the screen? Where's my screen? Where's my thumbnail? Where's my thumbnail? There it is. The other day, I forgot to do all my topics. I forgot. So let's have a look. Well, first things first. What we're talking about today is Tyson Fury finished. Has Ngannou taken the last vestiges of his soul? What's going on? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the fight. And then with what time we have remaining, we're going to do a little look at the whole card. But first things first, let's get into this. Let's do the register. Malcolm Marcel up in the building. I hope the fight doctor makes an appearance. Well, we got Don ZB if the fight doctor don't come through. I need to send the doc a message. Well, why would he be in hiding though? Would he not be happy that Tyson Fury has taken a bit of a humbling? Well, I don't know. Is he a Tyson Fury man? I thought he was a Deontay Wilder man. John D. Lee up in the building. Come out wherever you are. Just say Wilder 3 times and the fight doc will appear. That's crazy. This is the guy, Fury, who made Wilder look human. What are you implying? What's the implication there? Are you implying that because Wilder made Fury, because Fury made Wilder look human, are you making some inferences there regarding Ngannou? Interesting. Flesh that out for me. The Lethal Bizzle up in the building. Your boy Fury certainly ain't my boy. I guarantee you that. Single-handedly disgraced boxing. I wonder what Ngannou would do to Wilder. Interesting matchup. What do you think? Folks? As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat. Is that the first poll? Start a poll. Who do you want to see Ngannou in with next? Who do you want to see Ngannou in with next? Question mark. You. What's going on here? So we've had Wilder. Oh, hold on. We got Fury. We got Joshua. We got Wilder. Who's the fourth? Who's the fourth? What are people saying? What are people saying? Joshua. Wilder. You got Fury. Who's the fourth person? Zhang. Zilly Zhang Bang. That's interesting. Zilly Zhang Bang. Is Zilly Zhang big box office? Maybe in China. Zilly Zhang Bang in China. Okay. Let's put that in there. Z-H-A-N-G. Zilly Zhang Bang. Okay. And the poll is up. Who do you want? Oh, damn it. Who do you want to see Ngannou in with next? Fury, Joshua, Wilder, Zhang. Okay. What's going on? Wilder would kill the African. Kill him dead. OMG. What's this? Big boys boxing up in the building. I don't think you can say Francis beats top guys when they know to prepare for a proper fighter. Okay. Saying that Fury didn't realize he was preparing for a proper fighter. Okay. That's one angle for sure. What's going on? As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat, let's drop the link in the chat. Blow. How you like me now? Okay, so the link is in. Let me pin that and then let me carry on with the shiznicks. There you go. That's pinned. So you got the poll. And you got the link. Let me carry on, see what people are saying before we get proper tucked into this shizzle. Fury's been knocked down 7 times now and could be damaged goods after the Wilder fights. His fat man lifestyle between fights don't help either. Is Fury on his last legs? Is he literally on his last legs? Is Fury on his last bent legs? OMG. Hilarious. Never fighting Usyk or... It's crazy, man. It's crazy, yo. Frank Warren tries to spin it. Oh, he's done this, he's done that. And then, oh my gosh, my friend from overseas. I was just talking about you the other day, my friend. When you've been saying for the last few months now that Fury is the best that ever done it, the best heavyweight in history. He even said it to me on Twitter the other day. The best heavyweight in history. My American friend said that. But I think he's changed his tune. You've changed your tune, my friend. How embarrassing. How embarrassing. You're saying the best heavyweight in history was Tyson Fury when he hasn't even fought the best of this era. What are you doing, my friend? What are you doing? What are you doing to yourself? And now look what's happened. The guy you proclaim to be the best heavyweight in history has been dropped. And most people feel beaten by a boxing novice. OMG. See you in the background there. Bring you in a second, my friend. Good to have you in. Okay, everybody who wants to jump in, because it ain't going to be a long one tonight. We're just going to get to the jugular. What's this here? Big Boys Boxing Fury will never fight that man again. He tried everything from low blow to elbow. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about the elbow. In fact, I think we'll start with the elbow because I'm liable to forget the elbow. To leaning on him. He even tried slugging it out. Everything failed. OMG. Cal L up in the building. How you doing, Cal? Yeah, I'm here, brother. I'm here. We ain't going anywhere. We're right here. Salute to the Combat Radio Nation. Hit that like button, subscribe button, hit the share button, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. I think Fury will fight Francis again at some point. After being so close, it will sell big time in a rematch. Yeah, definitely. But there's so much options. There's so much options out there now. His name's big out here. His name's big out here. Fury realized his punches weren't affecting Francis. That's true. Francis has got a hell of a chin. I mean, we talked about it, John. We talked about Francis's punching power and the 4-ounce gloves. But what we didn't talk about, OMG. You're gonna bring the guest in a second, but dang. Call a man's name 3 times and he shall certainly appear. OMG. I must have said Wilder 3 times by accident. Fury realized his punches weren't affecting what we didn't talked about the 4-ounce gloves. What we didn't talk about was that if a man's used to getting punched in the face by 4-ounce gloves, then 10-ounce gloves, they're veritable pillows. They're veritable pillows. An obese, feather-fisted ballroom dancer. I don't know if he saw feather-fisted this morning.
You definitely said it more than twice.
I don't know if he's so feather-fisted these days. I mean, since he's got with Sugar Hill, he's been stepping into his punches, stepping into them, and he's got that long leap when he takes that long step and comes through with the right. Eventually, Ngannou kind of got the hang of that. He realized he was gonna come in with the long right. LDBC.
I don't think he's got enough.
What? Oh, lost John for a second there. The LDBC are still crying about Wilder. They've gone mad. Lord have mercy. He was feared more heavily until his losses to Fury. Yeah, he was feared until then. Not feared anymore. I mean, he still got that big right. Don't get it twisted. Check the ballistics. Apparently, talks are underway. for Wilder
honest, though,
versus Ngannou. Yep. Hello?
I mean, I've always questioned. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always questioned Wilder's power because the Bermain Stavern fight, the amount of right hands he landed on Stavern and he didn't knock him out. All of his knockout are against unproven fighters.
Yeah.
With the possible exception of Luis Ortiz, but then we've dissected his resume. And against elite fighters, Wilder's only got a 40% knockout ratio.
Francis versus.
And we also knew Wilder had no chin because he's been put out badly in the amateurs with big gloves and a head guard. So Fury's knocked out Wilder and he's knocked out Dillian. Dillian had been knocked out twice before numerous times. So that's not really telling me that Fury's this big puncher either. They've just been doing this con game between them by fighting each other.
Yeah, has been a con game. It has been a con game. But
a man who's 19 stone built like that is always going to have a good chin, irrespective of what his power's like. I mean, you've only got to look at Francis. Francis, look at his legs.
Yeah. Sizable.
Ignore the upper body. Look at the leg.
The foundation. The foundation.
Yeah. The saying is, if you see a man with skinny legs, not punch him because he'll fall down.
Yeah.
Francis's legs and like his upper body isn't really that big. Like the weight he's carrying is in his lower body.
Yeah. The cat is out of the bag. All the top heavyweight guys know Francis can fight now. Nobody will underestimate him again like Fury did. But in comes. Let's bring in. Spoke to John Daly. Let's bring in the man from Chi-Town, Chirac's finest, the Fight Doc. Well, I'll let him introduce himself.
Yo, Fight Doctor is in the house on Rick James status. As always, good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Fight Doctor.
How you doing, Mr. Daly?
I'm well. I'm just wondering if we've got a new lineal champion.
Oh.
Well, no, we don't. Unfortunately. The fight was an exhibition fight. So it doesn't go on Fury's record officially. And plus, it was a split decision. Now, the moral victory here, of course, has to go to Ngannou. He did not get the decision, but he won. Just the simple fact that he was able to go 10 rounds and drop the legitimate lineal heavyweight champion of the world and win on one of the judges' scorecards is it actually goes beyond winning. It's something else. It's something almost mythical. You know, a guy who has never fought a professional boxing fight match in his whole life can literally come out of nowhere and do this and put on the performance that we saw Saturday against the biggest, tallest heavyweight champion in history, right? Who's undefeated. I'm flabbergasted. Seriously, the whole night I was yelling and screaming at the TV, like, what am I seeing here? Like, what is this? What is going on here?
Yeah.
You know, if you put a gun to my head, I would have said, you know, Fury in 2-3 rounds tops. No way that this fight was supposed to go past 6. And had it gone past 6 rounds, in my mind, it would have been Tyson Fury being generous and gracious to his fellow combatant, you know. But this wasn't that. It was something else. Something that I was not prepared to fully process. Mm-hmm. Crazy, incredible, what the hellable? I mean, what the hell? What was that?
Now,
I still don't understand. What did we see Saturday? Well, I mean, what? It was almost as if it was scripted by Hollywood, and like the cameras were rolling, and that we're gonna see the film in movie theaters next week. I mean, that's what this was. Seriously.
I can answer it for you, Fido.
Well, hold on a second.
I can answer it.
Hold on a second. Don ZB, you need to come out. Oh, no, don't come out. Don't come out. You're good now. Okay.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good now. You're in.
All right.
There's a lot of people in here, so we're gonna have to go around the table. We're gonna have to take it in turns. Let's bring in Don ZB because Don ZB.
I can answer it though for you because I've been maintaining.
Let me bring in Don ZB. Then we'll go around the table again. Don ZB, we haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah.
There've been more sightings of Bigfoot than there have been of you.
I've been busy, man. I'm working.
I understand. You got a family to maintain. I understand. Talk to me.
Yeah, so I was okay, this people truly the goal.
Hold on. You check your signal.
I know.
Yeah.
You know what? Turn off my Bluetooth and
No, done.
Yeah.
Done. Check your signal. Get a good signal. Make sure your signal's strong. Okay. So what we saw there was there's talk about Tyson Fury was unprepared. I'm not buying that. What I've been hearing is that John Fury is the best out there. He's the best that's ever been. I've been hearing that. Crazy talk to me, but I've been hearing that. Respected people have been saying that. He's the best that ever been. And he's had a 12-week training camp. So I'm sorry. I hear this talk about, oh, he wasn't prepared. How the hell you're not going to be prepared after a 12-week training camp? And even if you underestimate your opponent, you're allegedly the best there's ever been. You're allegedly a lineal. How the hell could you not be here? Plus, you lost the weight. What's going on? You're supposed to be allegedly by the best there's ever been. And you're going in there against a guy who's never fought a professional boxing fight in his life. Been out of the ring since when? Early 2022. A year and a half. We're talking about Ngannou, and you're telling me you weren't ready for an MMA guy? Are you having a laugh? If he wasn't ready for the MMA guy and the MMA guy's been out of the ring for longer than him, then what are we saying? I ain't buying it. I am not buying it. So what we saw was, I'm coming to you next, John. What we saw was a Tyson Fury, who I believe is not optimal, and he'll never be optimal again. He spent how much time wasting time fighting Deontay Wilder 3 times. 3 times. People have the audacity to say he's the best of an era when he hasn't fought the best of the era. Who are the best of the era? What are we talking about? We're talking about Anthony Joshua. He hasn't fought him. We're talking about, okay, I guess we have to put Deontay Wilder in there somewhere. Well, he held a hostage. He held the belt hostage. He cherry-picked his way for multiple years. What, 4 or 5 years he held that belt hostage, cherry-picking? So can we call him the best of an era when the guy spent his entire time cherry-picking? I don't know about that. But you might have him in there. But he's a poor best. Okay, so Deontay Wilder. Who are we talking? We're talking about Alexander Usyk. He ain't fought him. He's fought one of the 3 recognized best of the era. One of the 3. And you're telling me people got the audacity to be out there talking about he's the best of his era? You must be having a laugh, John Daly.
Well, for first things, Fury this week said he wasn't going to make the same mistake AJ made and ignore the man in front of him. It's a real fight, and he's not looking past Francis Ngannou. He even said he thought it was disrespectful to announce that they'd signed the Usyk fight. I don't want to hear these excuses. I remember coming on and eating all the crow that I needed to eat whenever I've got anything wrong. I haven't come up with all sorts of excuses that have been available for certain defeats of fighters that I support. And I'm not interested in hearing that. I've also been maintaining for quite some time that the reason that Fury has been fighting Derek Chisora and taking this Francis Ngannou fight is because his legs are shot. I've even got evidence from his training that there's serious dysfunction in his legs. I think that's why he's fighting at the weight that he is, because I don't think he can get down any lower, because I don't think he can do the running and the other things that would be required for him to lose the weight. Fury's legs are shot. And I've been saying it before this fight for quite some time. I noticed it in the third Wilder fight. If you look at the performance in the third Wilder fight, it's noticeably worse than the second Wilder fight. And there is something wrong with Fury's legs. There can't be any excuses. He's shot. That's my opinion. I've been saying it for quite a while, and now we've seen the result of trying to go in there against a man that, okay, he's not a seasoned boxer, but one thing Francis did show us is he's calm under pressure. He's happy to stick to his game plan. He wasn't flustered by anything that Fury did to him at all. He kept his calm. So Fury came seriously unstuck. I'm not sure how Francis would do against other boxers. I think there's a large element that Fury is sharp, and that's why we had the result that we had.
Ngannou was crap. Fury was even worse. Well, Ngannou was crap. Let's have a look at that. Let's put that to the test. Let's have a look. Hold on. Oh, Don's back. Don, I'll talk to you in a second. Well, the question at hand is, Ngannou was crap. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at Tyson Fury's resume. Let's have a look at the resume. Okay, so his fight before this, Derek Chisora. Was Ngannou better than Derek Chisora? Yes. His fight before that was Dillian White. Was Ngannou better than Dillian White? Yes. His fight before that, talking about Fury, was the third Deontay Wilder fight. Was Ngannou better than Deontay Wilder? I say yes in the third fight and the second fight. Yeah, so the second fight's there. He was better than him. Otto Wallin. Was Ngannou better than Otto Wallin? What the hell's happening there? How am I signed up? How am I signed out? What the hell's going on? No, I'm not signed out. We're still going. We're still rolling. What the hell? Oh, I see. I know what's happening there. No problem. Otto Wallin. Was Ngannou better than Otto Wallin? Well, Otto Wallin was good for 6 rounds. He was good for half of the fight. Then he got Fury cut, and then he threw away the game plan that was working. So I would say that's a toss-up. What do you say in the chat? That's a toss-up. Was he better? Was he better? That's a toss-up. I'll leave that for you in the chat to decide. That's kind of 50-50 maybe, because Otto was taking it to Fury for 6 rounds, and then he stopped, and then he lost his damn head when he cut Fury. Well, okay. But then Ngannou didn't lose his head when he damaged Fury. So I say there's an arguable yes. There's an arguable yes, because when Otto Wallin saw that he caused some damage on Fury, he lost his head, lost the game plan. Ngannou stuck to his game plan. So I'm saying yes. Anybody disagree, write it in the chat. We can talk about it. Was Ngannou better than Tom Schwartz? I don't even need a response, of course. So one honest thing Tyson Fury said was that he hasn't had that's been his toughest fight for years, and that we have to go back to the first Deontay Wilder fight when Fury was just coming back. He had 2 warm-up fights against Cephas Fury, then Franco Pianetta, and then he had the Deontay Wilder fight. I say that Ngannou has done better than everybody up to Deontay Wilder, the first fight. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's his last 6 opponents. His 7th opponent was Deontay Wilder 1. So was he crap? Well, he's far better than a lot of professionals. So by definition, that is not crap, my friend. That is not crap. Don ZB in the building. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Is the mic good?
You sound better. Definitely.
All right. So I said, first of all, I'm glad, because I was beginning to get sick and tired of people calling Tyson Fury the GOAT. Okay? And Mike Tyson, whenever they ask Tyson about Fury, he says, I want to be part of the fighter that beats the greatest fighter since the beginning of life. Is he being sarcastic, or is he being for real? Because he never actually said the greatest fighter of all time. He always said the greatest fighter since the creation of life or something. So I'm thinking Mike Tyson too is being sarcastic with it. So when I watched the fight, I didn't give Ngannou a chance, but by the time the fight was done, I actually think it was 5 rounds apiece. And if we consider the knockdown, Ngannou should have won. And I honestly can't think of more than 1 round that Fury clearly won. I think his best round was round 1. And even that round could have gone either way. I know for a fact Ngannou clearly won round 8. I know for a fact he clearly won round 3. Me saying Fury clearly won round 1, that's me being generous, to be honest. And the big thing is Fury just disgraced the shit out of boxing.
OMG. OMG.
Oh yeah. One more thing. This Big Bang Zhang.
Yeah.
This Big Bang Zhang, for some reason, I think he doesn't like Fury. Because when he knocked out Joe Joyce, he was trying to call Fury out, but the announcers kind of brushed it off. And the way he was calling him out was like he didn't like him. He would like to shut him up. And if you saw what Francis did, and if you saw what Francis did, Francis felt like a bird on sand. So I see where that kind of gets his confidence from.
Okay.
He actually
Okay.
went on social media and said Fury lost.
Who said that?
Zhang, Big
Yeah.
Bang Zhang.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what's next? What's next for Fury, Don? What's next for Fury?
You know what? I say Fury is caught in between a brick wall and a rock.
A rock and a hard place. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think he's ready to run music in December. And I actually think for him to undo what the damage he just did to boxing, this is a damage. Like he just kind of damaged boxing. So for him to undo that, he needs to run it back, which I think in the next fight, Francis would be even more confident. Because initially when this fight started, he looked nervous. And now if they run it back, I think he might stop Fury, man. We might see another version of Joe Joyce versus Zhang 2.
Time.
And of course, Usyk's confidence is high through the roof right now. And I also noticed that whenever Francis went southpaw, Fury really couldn't do much. That's one. Is Otto Wallin a southpaw?
Yeah.
See? So I'm seeing now that Fury has issues with southpaws and Usyk is a southpaw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because people didn't know Errol Spence only, I think Bud was the second or third southpaw he ever fought. So according to Bob Arum, he noticed it a while ago that Errol didn't like fighting southpaws. So I'm thinking that might be the same thing with Fury, because remember, he had to be forced to take this Usyk fight. He didn't want it. Whenever they run into each other, Fury, for some reason, doesn't lock eye with Usyk. I think he kind of knows his fate with Usyk, man, for real.
Oh, the southpaw, the fight doctor. The fight doctor. The fight doctor's cooking his mushrooms. He's got the mushroom risotto on the go.
Fight doctor's in the house on Rick James status with mushrooms as always.
Okay, the southpaw was a problem for Tyson Fury unexpectedly. He's a switch hitter, but when faced with a switch hitter, he seemed like he didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. Let me tell you this. You asked what was the problem with Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury felt the power of Ngannou. Oh, before I forget this, I want to get this in. Before I forget this, in the 7th round, I think it was the 7th round, or it could have been in the 8th round, when there was a skirmish, Tyson Fury lunged in to almost looks like he was trying to tackle Ngannou. Strange thing to do, trying to tackle an MMA guy, even though Francis is primarily a stand-up guy in MMA. Strange thing to do, but what I saw was Tyson Fury get clipped before he dropped to his knees. So I put it to you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I saw Tyson Fury get clipped. So there is an argument. The referee didn't see it, so it don't count. We know. But there is an argument to suggest that Tyson, I'm putting it out there now. I ain't heard nobody else say it. I'm not saying nobody else has said it, but because I ain't been listening. I'm busy. But I put it to you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that Tyson Fury got dropped twice in that fight. He had trouble with the southpaw when Ngannou turned southpaw. And I'll tell you another factor, because you asked what went wrong. I'll tell you another factor. I believe that when Tyson Fury felt the power of Ngannou, that not just the power of his punches, I'm talking about the structural power, the core strength of Ngannou. Because remember, he's not just a striker, he's got to wrestle as well. when he felt the strength of Ngannou, I think it made him very, very wary. And I think his wariness, the wariness of Tyson Fury, I think some people are getting that confused with not being fit. I think he was fit. He was in camp for 12 weeks. Yeah, he lost that weight, so he was definitely doing cardio. So I think the southpaw was a factor. The strength was a factor. And the southpaw and the strength, I think, and the fear of the power on Tyson Fury's part. I think he feared the power. And I think that made him very, very tentative. He was skirting on the outside. That's why a lot of people scored favorably for Ngannou, because Ngannou was the aggressor. Tyson Fury was skirting around the outside. Ngannou commanded the center of the ring. And even when I was marking it, I was wary because I was giving rounds to Ngannou. I almost felt embarrassed. How could Ngannou have run that round? Is in against the WBC green belt holder. I almost felt embarrassed about saying 10-9 for Ngannou. Felt weird. I thought, am I seeing things? I gave it a draw on the night, but that was only after I changed the 10th round from a 10-10 to a 10-9 in favor of Fury, because I thought I was seeing things. But then I corrected myself on the night, and then it was a draw. And then I watched it again, and I thought, you know what? Could have been a draw, or it could have been 40, 96, 94 to Ngannou. Anything from a draw to 96, 94 to Ngannou, but I can't see Tyson Fury winning that fight. The fight doctor.
So I'm actually inclined to agree with John about perhaps Fury is shot. I mean, the game plan. What was the game plan? Because it almost looked as if Fury really didn't have one. You have the height and reach. You're the better boxer. Ngannou should have been at the end of Fury's jab. And he should have been peppering him with the jab constantly, and got him drunk and then lower the boom with the right hand. But for whatever reason, Fury seemed inclined to fight on the inside, which I thought was a very bad idea after a few rounds, because I began to see that Ngannou very smartly was incorporating some MMA tactics into his infighting.
Yeah.
The way he was holding and then he began to manhandle. From what I could see, he was manhandling Fury, which is because, correct me if I'm wrong, but outside of the knockdown, didn't Fury hit the canvas like 2 other times?
No.
There was at least one other time where he hit the canvas.
One time after the knockout.
Yeah. So, I'm looking at this thinking like Fury's having problems with this guy on the inside, so maybe it's not smart on his part to try and infight.
But he always infights. It's a part of his game.
Yeah, well, I agree. But you're infighting with a guy who is not intimidated, has a solid chin, and even though he's not a boxer, I guess you could make the argument that in the MMA world, those guys sort of make their money when they're standing up fighting on the inside.
Or on the ground.
Or when they're not on the ground.
When they're on the ground, that's a part of it. Yeah, it's a big part of it.
Grappling and
it's a big part of the
game. Holding and
stand-up.
If you looked at what Ngannou was doing, when he got close to Tyson and Tyson wanted to reach and grab, and Ngannou wasn't having it. And he was, using his forehead, and he was doing things to sort of discourage Tyson Fury from doing what Tyson Fury wanted to do on the inside. And I just felt like, it was really stupid on Tyson Fury's part to try to make the fight on the inside. He should have controlled the range and kept Ngannou away from him at the end of his jab. And I'm looking at the fight, thinking to myself, why isn't he doing this? You know, he was doing it in spots, but he should have never let Ngannou get close enough to be effective. But you know, you see Tyson Fury on the inside, and Ngannou was manhandling him and throwing vicious uppercuts, most of which did not land. But I think he might have clipped Tyson Fury at least one time.
Yeah,
with an uppercut. But above and beyond all of that, Tyson Fury did not endear himself Saturday. The luster has been shaken off. It has been lost. There is no coming back from this. You know, I think he is forever tarnished as a heavyweight champion. No way in hell, in my mind, could you ever rank him in the top 10 all time. That's done. You know, it's just over with. There's just no way that a real top 10 heavyweight will let this guy win on one of the judges' scorecards. Now, I understand you can't knock everyone out. Fine, cool. And Ngannou has a chin. No questions there.
Yeah.
And, you know, Tyson Fury isn't the biggest puncher in the world. Fine. You didn't knock the guy out, but you let the guy win on one of the judges' scorecards. Mm-hmm. That's something you do have control over. Okay. Mm-hmm. And to let this guy come out of nowhere and get a point, 1 point up on the cards from one of the judges is a disgrace. And, you know, Tyson Fury has made a joke out of the heavyweight championship for long enough. And I personally don't want to see him fight anymore behind this. And the MMA guys. Listen, for years, the boxing community has gone on and on about how the MMA guys don't know how to punch. Well, I'm not sure that flies anymore, you know, because the minute someone from the boxing community says to someone in the MMA community, those guys don't know how to punch, well, they're going to point to this fight. Well, that wasn't the case in the Ngannou fight. Because if MMA guys can't punch, then how in the hell did Tyson Fury get floored in the third round? And that was a clean left hook. So, yeah, I think it's time for Tyson Fury to hang him up. Because if you can't decisively and convincingly beat this guy, then, you know, I think you know, at this point it's a wrap. Mm-hmm. It's you know, it's been one.
Okay. It's a wrap for Tyson Fury. John D. Lee.
So Fury's got a 7-inch reach advantage over Ngannou, I believe. Hasn't Francis got a 78-inch reach? Fury's got 85-inch reach. He's supposed to be able to move like a middleweight, be this elusive guy that you can't lay a glove on, and he couldn't even beat him with a jab at range when he's got all that reach on him. He couldn't really land the jab. So I've got a lot of big objection to people thinking that Ngannou didn't win the fight, because I've rewatched it and scored it, and 2 of the rounds that I gave to Fury, you could call them swing rounds because nothing really happened. It looked like Ngannou was resting as much as anything. Fury was kind of flicking out a jab. A lot of them were getting blocked on the arms and gloves throughout the fight by Francis. He'd got a good parry game in there. So when he's going to go in there against somebody as mobile as Usyk, what's he going to do? Because Usyk's got an amazing engine. I don't think Fury's gas tank's very good. He was blown out of his mouth in the third Wilder fight. He started to gas in that fight. He's fought Derek. I mean, how old was Derek when they fought? Was Derek 40 at that point? And he's getting close. He's fought Dillian, who I think is also sharp, and now he's fought Ngannou and come really unstuck, because whatever else we say about Francis is, this guy clearly keeps himself in shape.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not really sold that Francis is this amazing boxer. I think his biggest attribute was he can fight, and by that I mean he can maintain his equilibrium, his mental stability in the pressure of a fight. It doesn't worry him. I mean, that's just disgusting. And it didn't bother him either, because he can take that. I mean, he's used to taking them, isn't he?
Used to taking them.
That's not going to bother him.
I don't think Fury would have liked it if he'd have done it back.
Well, clearly he wouldn't, because every time he went on the inside, Fury was holding on for his dear life. I mean, the fear on his face while he's wrapping his arms around Ngannou's waist. It's very clear to see. You know, I've heard all the psychologists talking about the fear in Joshua's eyes. But in this fight, Tyson was terrified.
Let's talk about it.
Tyson was terrified. The way that he's gripping this man around his waist to ensure that nothing can happen to him. It's just
God.
And then to cheat like that and still have nothing happen. And look at he's even bounced off him and had to take a backward step after that illegal elbow. Look at it. Francis is like, really? Yeah, that's going to bother me. Look, it just takes it cleanly.
Takes it and carries on. Didn't even complain.
Well, to be honest, if you look at it, I think Francis knows how to ride those by actually putting his headbutt into it.
Yeah.
He kind of catches
it was a poor attempt. He was a poor attempt because it was decent, because that you could cut somebody open with that. But optimally, you'd want to go through. But Ngannou kind of stopped his progression. He stopped before.
He used his forehead, didn't he, as if he's going to headbutt him onto his arm. He knows, because this is Francis's game. You don't want to get into that with Francis, though, because you know this is a guy that's homeless on the streets. He went to MMA. He is the genuine hard fighting man that Tyson likes to make out he is. And yet when Billy Joe Saunders, his father's getting a paste in, he stays safely behind the security barrier.
He just reaches out the healing hand.
Yeah, he didn't even do that. I mean, he kind of took.
He reached out his palm like he was
shyly.
Shyly. I don't know if he had a tattoo in his palm or something. You know, I don't know. Maybe he had a green stone or something. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I mean, let's have it right. Francis's feet are slow.
Yes.
Like, I'm not sure anyone's going to knock Francis out easily.
No.
But to get a points victory over Francis, if you're, a skillful boxer, shouldn't be that difficult.
No. But he clearly was.
I'm not that sold on his power still, Raph, because it was a good clean punch that he caught Fury with. But have you seen where Fury's feet were when he hit him?
Nah.
His chin was so far over his front foot, and he kind of got twisted up that because he made Francis miss. Francis made him miss, and he caught him on the counter, and Fury's trajectory of his punch was taking him over. So I think it was a good punch. Yeah. But I also think, and I like the way that Francis timed him on the counter on the inside with hooks. I thought it was good. But
so Fury was wrong-footed then. You're saying that a novice wrong-footed Fury, or Fury wrong-footed himself?
No, I'd say the novice wrong-footed him because he made him miss.
Okay.
And I just think Fury's sharp, and I don't think he was ever that good. Anyway, I mean, we did a whole show about it last week.
Yeah.
And isn't it ironic that the fiddler and all his fakery has been found out in the worst possible way?
To be a bloody fiddler. To be a bloody fiddler. Fiddled about. Where's Where's the fight doctor? You got anything to add to that, fight doctor? I'm writing something at the moment before I come back in.
No, I think John pretty much covered it. Well, there's one thing I want to add. Congratulations to Francis Ngannou. We've been doing a lot of talking about what Tyson Fury hasn't done, or what he didn't do, or what he failed to do, or what he needs to do, but we haven't done a whole lot of talk about Francis Ngannou. The man deserves his props. It was an amazing performance to come out of nowhere and basically put it on the heavyweight champion in the manner in which he did is nothing short of amazing. I walked away from the fight with my jaw firmly on the ground.
Me too.
And it's still there, to be completely honest. How does this happen? Because this is not supposed to happen. This is way off script. Mm-hmm. So congratulations to Francis Ngannou. And I can't wait to see what happens next. Whatever happens, if Fury is able to get by Usyk, then Ngannou more than deserves a rematch. At this time, 12 rounds, no exhibition fight for all the marbles.
Well, the 10 rounds helped Ngannou this time, though. Maybe.
Did they, though, Raph?
Did it? That's a question. I mean,
I think that's an open question.
Well,
I think that's an open question.
I'll try to answer my question first. Then I'll go first. I would have thought I expected Fury to win this fight after the 6th round, thereabouts. 5th, 6th round, I expected Ngannou to gas out. He's carrying a hell of a lot of muscle. And we sometimes in the UFC, I mean, his first fight with Stipe, he was breathing heavily, but then at that point, relatively early in his career, his wrestling was not what it became. It became very good. So you could say, well, it's understandable that he gassed out against a strong wrestler early in his career, but he worked on his wrestling extensively, and he got pretty damn decent at it. So those times that us MMA guys, me being an MMA guy as well as a boxing guy, those times when we saw Ngannou kind of breathing heavy, I think it kind of tainted our memories, and everybody from the MMA world kind of expected him to gas out around the middle of the fight, around 5 or 6. He did get tired, but then again, guess what? Tyson Fury got tired too. Tyson Fury took almost whole rounds off. And even in the 10th round, which I had as a draw, by the way, even in the 10th round, Tyson Fury was not pressing the action as a champion. And I think not just an element of fear, but fatigue. Fatigue was another factor in the energy god that he's made out to be, that we've often seen. He keeps his composure. He has energy for days, oftentimes. But that's not what we saw this time. So that would lend to the argument that maybe his preparation wasn't the greatest, but he got down to the weights. He got the weight down. He got some weight down. It was only a few pounds heavier than Ngannou. So I think he was in condition, but he got tired too. So next time around, if it's 12, well, it'll have to be 12 rounds next time around. Will Ngannou be better? I think so, because Ngannou showed me that he conserved his energy. He was conserving his energy. So it's a good question. John D. Lee, the energy, 12 rounds for Ngannou next time around. As for John, maybe John's away from the mic at the moment. The fight doctor, 12 rounds. 12 rounds. Yeah.
So the rematch needs to happen. Take care of the Usyk business first. And whoever comes out the winner needs to come see this man. No question.
On this scorecard, I had 7, 8, and 10. Really?
Yep. Hello. So, what's going on? Oh, are you muted now?
So, John, you're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, well, he's muted now. So that means we can't hear John. Maybe John's having a few technical difficulties or sort himself out. But in the meantime, I found it funny. After Fury got knocked down, he tried to smother Francis like he did Cunningham, but got caught with the right uppercut. Then decided to keep on the outside. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Ngannou was not biting on the feints. That was definitely noted. He wasn't biting on them. So therefore wasn't wasting any energy responding to him. No shot fighter or useless. Beat nobody, twerking coward. Fury this time. No twerking coward for Fury this time. Big problem. OMG. Wilder versus Ngannou talks are recommenced after Wilder's next fight. Francis said on the Joe Rogan Experience. So after Wilder's next fight. So Wilder's fighting somebody else and then Francis. That's the plan. Is that the plan? Look at Fury's back. Wow. Oh, dang. Screen went funny for a second. It blinked. What's funny is Fury's claims that he KO'd Wilder, the biggest puncher of all time. That makes him the biggest puncher of all time. Oh, wow. Damn. DeMilo? Who's DeMilo? You mean DeBella? Yeah, it just means Wilder's chin ain't great. I'm sure it's on Fury's record. Yeah, it is on his record, come to think of it. So, since it's on his record, that was a legit fight, you're saying? Yeah, it's on his record right there. 1 split decision, 10 rounds. It's on his record. Hold on. Does it say exhibition? No, doesn't say exhibition. Interesting. But then again, that's the WBC. What are they doing? Wow. Way to literally pause. Who paused? You mean Ngannou paused just before the blow? Is that what you're saying?
I still can't get over how Fury bounces back off Ngannou's head. He's like off balance there. Look at him.
What's this going on? What's this Frank guy? Frank, where are you? You seem disturbed, my friend. You been for a psychiatric evaluation or something? What's going on?
Can you hear me properly now, Ralph?
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
So what I was saying about the 12 rounds,
yeah,
when I scored it, when I rewatched it, I gave 7, 8, and 10 to Ngannou, and the 9th I gave to Fury, but nothing really happened in the night.
Yeah, I have 9 to Fury as well,
but it wasn't. There was very little action, wasn't there?
Very little.
So I'm not sure against Fury that Ngannou would struggle with 12 rounds. I don't know how he'd get on with other people with a better gas tank, like Usyk.
Yeah.
because Ngannou is pretty slow. But against Fury, the 12 rounds would probably help Ngannou. I think he might be able to stop Fury, but I just think Fury's completely sharp. I think he's so when I say he can't lose the weight, when he beat Klitschko, he was 250, and he used to fight at 250.
Yeah,
and since the second Fury Wilder fight, he's been fighting in the 270s, and I don't think he can do the training required to get below 270 because his legs are shot. I've seen you the training footage that I'm basing that off as well, haven't I?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I'm
he's
not
6'9", 6'9" man. It's going to be tough for him to be as mechanically sound as a more reasonable size man.
I understand that can be the case, although if you've heard of Wilt Chamberlain, it doesn't always work out that way.
No, there will be your exceptions, but I think the biomechanics.
I mean, he's about the same height as LeBron James.
Who? Oh yeah, okay. There, yeah. So yeah. You can be biomechanically sound and be very tall.
The NBA, there's plenty of people at like 6'8", 6'9" who are mechanically sound.
That's true. And not only the NBA, but in American football too. There's some monsters.
Yeah. So and Wilt Chamberlain was 7'1".
What?
Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain was over 7 foot, and he was 300 pounds at some points.
Good Lord.
And he won the high jump, 400-yard dash, and shot put in his college athletics team.
Wow, that's crazy.
So, is Fury really 6'9" as well? I think he's more like 6'8". But anyway, irrespective, there's plenty of people out there who are mechanically sound. And I also think that he was more mechanically sound before.
Yeah. What's this? Cal L says the Radio Raheem interview catching Furies running out to the building is hilarious. I've seen that. Ray's up in the building. How do you do? Hope you're well. Ridiculous display by the Fury family is crazy, yo. It's crazy, yo.
All that it would really need is for Big John to get put on his ass by somebody as well.
He's run his mouth so much that's a distinct possibility. I wouldn't, he's definitely loves to say a lot. He loves to say a lot.
Well, he didn't want to say too much to Mickey Theo, did he?
Well, he went AWOL. He went AWOL with that one. What are we doing? We're going through some comments here. As a matter of fact, I'll get back to the comments. Let's keep this thing moving. Francis just kept it simple, but it was still better than everyone thought. He kept it simple and he stuck to the fundamentals, and he's better than everybody. Ngannou was better than everybody up to the first Fury Wilder fight or Wilder Fury fight. Fury was just coming back, yes. So that may have been a factor, but it wasn't a factor this time because, he's been out of the ring for 12 months. Ngannou's been out of the ring for 18 months. Ngannou is a novice boxer. Tyson Fury is allegedly the best of this era, even though he hasn't fought the best of this era. I don't know. The rules seem to change and bend around Fury somehow. Otto was better. Yeah, there's an argument to say that Otto was better, but like I said before, when Otto cut damaged Fury, his game plan fell to pieces. So that's the other side of that coin. You know what I mean? Wallin was better. Yeah. Two sides of the coin. Wallin was better, but then Wallin fell apart. So it's 50-50. It's what you like. I should have made a poll of that.
What I would say about that is Francis was mentally better than Otto. But Otto posed greater levels of problems to Fury. But Otto did not control himself. If he'd have controlled himself like Francis did,
Yeah, he'd have won that fight.
Continued with his body work, he probably would have knocked him out.
Well, he'd have definitely won the fight. I mean, whether it had been given the fight by the judges, different matter, but he would have definitely won the fight. Well, almost certainly won the fight.
What led to that head, the punch that cut Fury, was he was setting his punches up by going to the body and then the head. When he cut Fury, he lost his head and went headhunting. And if he'd have continued to invest in the body, I think he might have been able to get Fury out of there.
Yeah, he threw the game plan away. And when he threw the game plan, he was winning. He was winning the first half of the fight, and then he cut Fury, threw the game plan away. Started going headhunting when previously he'd been going to the body. So he threw it away, threw away the game plan, and threw away the fight.
Whereas when Francis had success, he remained calm and stuck to his job.
Very much so. Very much so. And it's kind of an indictment. People say it's just an indictment on Fury, but no, I think it's an indictment in boxing. It's an indictment on the fact that Ngannou fought better than Derek Chisora, Dillian White, Deontay Wilder the third time, Deontay Wilder the second time, Otto Wallin Satasso, Tom Schwartz, better than Tom Schwartz. So it's an indictment on boxing. That an MMA guy comes in and makes the green belt holder look very, very ordinary.
But Raphie, what it's really an indictment on is the matchmaking, because if Fury had been forced to actually fight Usyk, he probably would have lost already. Arguably, there's other people that he's also avoided who could well have beaten him, but Fury's been allowed to get away with cherry picking. Same as Wilder. Wilder's been allowed to get away with cherry picking.
Yeah, the two of them.
Yeah. And it's really an indictment on that system that if the best aren't going to fight the best, you're going to deteriorate, you're going to slip, and get shown up and found out by the right person. I'm not sold on Francis's boxing, but I am a fan of Francis. There's nothing to not like about the man. Like, he's humble. He's clearly works hard. He's learned. He's tried to apply himself to learn boxing. And his actual life story is real movie sort of. Forget this fight. Before that, it was already worth a movie. But with this on top of it, you know, it really is sort of thing you could make a movie about.
Couple that with the fact that of his struggles with the UFC. Couple that with his struggles with the UFC. Couple that with the fact that they were trying to starve him, as they do, as Dana White does. The UFC is the major league player that pays its fighters the least percentage of revenues, the least percentage of profits. Every other major sport pays a bigger percentage than the UFC. And so they tried to keep him there on some kind of, you know, just tick over money, mill here, mill there. And Tyson said, no, I know my word. Like many have said before him, Randy Couture before him, Tito Ortiz before him, there'd be many. There's been a slew of top fighters who felt they weren't being compensated properly. And it's a fact. It's not a hypothesis. It's a proven fact. When you look at the numbers, the UFC pay their fighters, share their profits the least out of any major sport. Meaning they're robbing their fighters. It's very simple. They're robbing their fighters. And it was thought, even by many fans, that Francis Ngannou, because they'd made him an improved offer, but he still looked at the numbers and said, no, I'm worth more than this. That's not my worth. And he left, and everybody thought he'd made a terrible, tragic mistake by going to another league called the PFL that not many people have heard about. I've never watched them. So he left to go to the PFL for a good deal, a deal he was happy with, better than the UFC deal. And it also gave him the opportunity to box as well. And everybody thought, he's going for the Tyson Fury fight. Never going to happen. Never going to happen. He's never going to get a top boxing boxing fight, he'll just go in there against a mid-ranking guy, get washed, and then he'll be washed. But no, he leaves the UFC, gets a better deal, and gets to fight Tyson Fury, a world heavyweight champion, one of the heavyweight champions, and gets 10 mil. Gets 10 mil out of it, more than he's made in his whole entire UFC career. So he's already won. He's already up. Francis is not an extravagant guy. I think he's a guy that we can trust is going to invest his money properly, not like some of these other stars big in the big leagues, the NBA, the NFL, whatever, who get paid well and then spend more than they got paid and end up bankrupt. I don't think Francis Ngannou is going to be one of those tragic stories. Absolutely not.
No. I mean, if you look at Floyd, why is Floyd doing all these exhibition fights unless he needs the money?
I really don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
I think he needs the money.
I find it hard to believe.
I know, but I know, but why else is he doing it, bro?
Because
I think that if I may interrupt,
yeah,
I just want to chime in on this Floyd Mayweather situation. I think that it's definitely the money, but I think in addition to the money, it's also his enormous ego.
Yeah,
possibly. And I'm not sure if it's the money. I'm not sure what's number one in terms of why he's still fighting. Is it the money, or is it his enormous ego and his need for attention? Because the man is a tremendous attention whore.
He is, but the rumor is a lot of his money has been frittered away by big Uncle Al.
Yeah, I can definitely believe that. I mean, he doesn't strike me as the type of guy who, is watching his money and is, carefully investing, and it seems to me like he wants to maintain that lifestyle when the $100 million checks were coming in, and you can't do that.
No,
when the money isn't coming in like that.
No, you can't. I mean, if you're living that super rich lifestyle, it's easy to burn through the amount of money Floyd had.
Yeah, but I think that he might have needed the money at one point. Say he messed up with his tax or whatever. Yeah, fine. You needed money at one point, but then after that, you correct it. You know what I'm saying? You'd have thought that you correct it. So I would imagine it's being corrected. And I also imagine that he enjoys, and he's got enough sense to know to not rest on the money you've already made. Don't rest on the money you've already made, so make some more money. So I think at one point, it's entirely likely that he needed the money. But then surely you fix that problem, and then you still have the philosophy of still making more money. So I would like to think that's what the case is. I can't see him continually, year after year, still being in a bind. I think he may have been in a bind when it comes to liquid assets, may have been in a bind with liquid assets, sorted that problem out, and now he's got the philosophy, just keep on making money. I hope that's it. It can't be that dumb that a year on year, you're still in a bind. I find it very difficult to believe.
Well, the rumor is that it's to do with PBC, that they've drained a lot of his money.
Oh, Lord.
Because if that was his plan to actually make the money, PBC have been losing money.
Huh. Oh, Lord. Well, he's severed from them now. I think, well, not severed, but I think he pulled back from them.
Al was his promoter when he left Bob, wasn't he? Or Al
maybe.
So I think there might be some contractual problem. I don't know. It's rumor. I haven't got any facts. And the fight doctor's argument that he's an attention whore is also true.
Yeah. Well, I think it makes sense to keep making money. I think it makes sense, not resting on the money you've already made, but keep on making money. Keep on making money.
But there should be better ways to do it if you've got all that other money. Like you say, Francis probably will do, and I think Francis will. Yeah,
I hope he's sensible. I think he will be sensible.
He's not an arrogant guy, is he?
No, he's not a flash. He's not a flash, Harry.
He's
very, Very low key when he's not.
He knows real poverty in a way that probably we just can't even imagine. So
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to do that.
Yeah, that's right. He knows real poverty. I don't think he's going to be that dumb. So I'm focused on this.
Raphie on the list.
Yeah.
We're going to cover the Fabio Adelaide fight.
Well, we need to get into that. We need to cover all of that stuff. I just want to think if there's an element that I wanted to talk about, an element of this that I want to talk about. Oh yeah, of course. Is Tyson Fury versus Usyk going to happen this year? Your views, Fight Doctor.
Nope, not gonna happen.
Why?
I'm not. Well, did you see his face? Okay. Yep. And listen, look, it's amazing. After the fight, Tyson Fury looked like he'd been beaten up, and Ngannou looked like he'd been out for dinner and drinks.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally looked like he had not been in a fight. It just the craziest thing I'd ever seen. But yeah, so the cut, the eye, the embarrassment. I mean, yeah, no. December 23rd. First and foremost, let's just take Tyson Fury at his word for a second, right?
Yeah.
You've been through a 12-week camp. Okay? That's a long training camp. And now you have to turn around and go right back to camp to meet Usyk on December 23rd. No, it's not going to happen. Maybe their expectation was that Ngannou was just going to lay down and they would get 2 or 3 rounds of sparring and then roll that over into the Usyk fight. Well, that didn't happen. Okay, you've got a big bruise on your left eye, is it? Left eye?
Yeah.
And a cut on your forehead. But above and beyond that, your ego and your reputation has been shot to pieces.
Dang.
Right now, Tyson Fury is hurt physically as well as psychologically as well as emotionally. The man, in my mind, is shot to pieces.
Oh, Lord.
So, no, you're not going to see, no. March at the earliest, I think.
John Daly, does the fight Usyk Fury happen this year?
Well, I think there's a few things that are very telling. Frank Warren said no, it can't happen this year. Tyson Fury avoided the press conference, which again shows that he's not able. He can give it out as all day long, but he just cannot take his licks, can he? I've never seen any other fighter who's supposed to have a press conference after a loss just completely bail like that. And then when he did his announcement on the Sunday, he said, "He'll see us next year. Have a good Christmas," because he won't see us before. So what it will come down to is whether the Saudis have got a watertight contract for this Usyk fight on the 23rd of December, and whether they're going to put pressure on Fury to fulfill his obligations. Because from their point of view, this is the horse that they've backed.
Yeah.
You know, they've got rid of Hearn. They're not working with Hearn. They're working with Araman and Warren. You've put on this event, which has brought all the eyes onto it for the wrong reasons, seeing as you were in the Tyson Fury business, not the Francis Ngannou business. And you announced that you were going to have this undisputed fight on the 23rd of December. And now one of your promoters and the fighter is welching on it. So it'll be interesting to see how much power the Saudis have got. But I think ultimately Tyson's a coward, and that's why he didn't go to the press conference. So he's got a track record of pulling out fights that he signed for. I even went on to another platform based in America. One of the people who likes to proclaim that Tyson Fury is the greatest heavyweight of all time.
I know that guy.
Yeah, I know you know that guy. He's been on your platform.
Yes.
And I argued that I didn't believe that Tyson Fury was going to fight Usyk after this.
Mm.
And he said it's signed, it's going to happen. And I did point out that Tyson's pulled out of 2 other fights he signed for, the Vlad rematch and the Ustinov fight. So I wouldn't put it past Tyson Fury to retire.
Dang. You look like the biggest. You look like the big. He looked like the biggest stuffed chicken, stuffed turkey ever known on record. If he did that,
but he is, Raph. We've already
he
been
would look
through this
like the
week.
biggest stuffed turkey on record if he ever did that, because we know that he ducked Usyk. We know that he ducked Joshua. We know them things.
But he's already. This is a man who ducked David Price, dropped his belt, went to Ireland, told everybody he was Irish, became Irish heavyweight champion, comes back to the UK, spends all his time race baiting, telling us how he's a real British bummer. And we're supposed to have forgotten that he dropped the British heavyweight title to turn up in Ireland to say he's the Irish heavyweight title holder to avoid the man that stopped him from going to the Olympics and beat him in the amateurs, David Price.
Dang.
He's smoke and mirrors. He's a con job. That is how he beat Vlad. He got inside Vlad's head. He conned him with a whole load of feints. As soon as Vlad realised that actually there's nothing coming, it's just feints, and Vlad let his hands go, he started to win rounds. I just think Deontay Wilder was always that bad. I've always said it. So I no is a quick answer. I'll give you the long answer. No chance. Not happening.
Dang. So Tyson Fury was saying that if Usyk doesn't get into the ring on December, whatever the date was, that he would take him to court. And now it seems very clear and very obvious that Tyson Fury wants no part of Alexander Usyk in December. So does that mean that Usyk can take Tyson Fury to court, or was Tyson Fury just chatting pure breeze? Pure breeze. Francis has an 84-inch reach. Nine. That's a long reach. That's a long reach. What's this Special K up in the building? Great to see so many Fury fanboys getting red pilled. I don't even know what red pilled means. So many thought Fury of 2015 still existed, and he clearly didn't. The fiddler of 2015, he's not fiddling as well as he used to fiddle. You know what I mean? He used to put that little jab out there and move it around, do a little shimmy, confuse somebody. That didn't happen on Saturday night. Fury's best chance in a rematch is to lay off the Mexican boar meat. OMG.
Lay off the nose candy. That's what that is, okay?
Is he back on that? Is he back on that stuff?
He's never stopped. Which have you not seen him on the lash after Billy Joe Saunders got beat by Canelo? Him and Sugar Hill in the hotel doing all crazy nonsense.
Him and who?
Sugar Hill.
Sugar Hill, bloody hell.
The pair of them were partying like madmen, doing all sorts of crazy things in the hotel.
Jeez. Francis should have given Fury an inside thigh kick after that elbow, to be fair. Fair is fair. That's true. Philip Carl Roberts up in the building.
Did he?
Well,
he pushed him back with his head.
Yeah. On his elbow. Tyson said, I'm going to take it to school when Ngannou dropped him, and that's why he did the dance. He said, Tyson is a bad professor. Ngannou did nothing in the 9th and 10th. Well, Fury did very little. It was nothing to little, very little. And he was still controlling. He did something. He was still controlling the ring.
But he did the Superman
ring. He was still controlling the ring.
He did the Superman punch, and I think he actually landed more punches in the 10th from Fury. Generally speaking, it was a low output fight.
Yeah.
The 9th was pretty much of a nothing round. And Fury did even less in the 10th. So that's why I go to Ngannou.
Yeah, it's very low punch output. Very similar in the 10th, but Ngannou, Fury skirted around the outsides for 2 minutes. Fury avoided the action for 2 minutes. 2 minutes of a 3-minute round in that 10th.
And Ngannou landed that Superman punch.
Yeah. I had the 10th round a draw.
Well, I had it for Ngannou because Fury did nothing at all. And Ngannou had landed at least 3 or 4 punches in the round. I'm not sure Fury even landed.
He landed a couple of
jabs.
Yeah, landed a couple of jabs, couple of glancing blows. Fury missed a lot. Ngannou took a lot of those shots on the gloves.
A lot. He took a lot on the gloves, and a lot that were thrown were very sensitive.
Yeah,
Fury did not want to engage. The rounds that he won, he didn't engage.
Didn't want to engage. He was skirting on the outside. I heard an interview when Ngannou said their game plan was not to put 100 into the punches, and I think he said that in the ring. Oh well, I don't know where he said it, but I've seen that interview also, or another one where he said the same thing. Let's see. Can we confirm he's not 6'9"? Well, if you get the tape measure out, mate. Measure out.
If Ngannou's only 6'4" there, Ngannou must have some of the biggest high heels on.
Well,
Ngannou's 6'4". I've checked his reach.
Yeah.
Big boys, more or less right. It's posted about 3 times as 83.
Okay.
So Fury had a 2-inch reach advantage.
Okay.
Well,
it's a very good reach. Give me some long arms. That needs to be
a very good reach, especially if he is only 6'4". That's a very.
He could be 6'4". He could be 6'5". Could be 6'4", and Fury could be 6'8". Could be 6'4" versus 6'8".
When you see Fury and Wilder together, the height difference doesn't look like 2 inches to me. That does not look like a 5-inch height advantage.
Yeah.
Which is what it was billed as.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like that in the ring either, when they've got when they've got boxing boots on.
For real. Okay. So I think we've covered the elements. Audi TT up in the building. Special K up in the building. Leon Figures up in the building. Absolutely more. And Ngannou just ignored the feints and looked to counter, was stronger in the clinches, so could not be weighed down, and had the power to gain Fury's respect. But Fury took the quiet rounds and won 95-94 on Leon Figures' card. I can see that. I can see 95. Well, I can see 95-95. I can see a draw, 95 or 94-94, whatever that works out at. It would be 95-95.
With the 10-8 round, that means Fury had to win 7 rounds.
With the 10-8 round, when I watched it the first time around, I was tentative about giving Ngannou rounds. It felt strange. Hold on. He's an MMA guy. He's up against the world champ, so I was tentative. I was hesitant. So there's a few rounds I could have given to Ngannou that I didn't because it felt weird. I thought I must be seeing something. I must be seeing things. It can't be true. My eyes must be deceiving me. But when I watched it back again, I thought, nah, damn, I actually underplayed. I undervalued what Ngannou was doing. But ultimately, my scorecard on the night was a draw because I gave the 10th round a 10-10, a draw. But then I thought, well, nah, you know what? It can't be. I don't believe my eyes. Can't believe my eyes. So then I took it down. I took Ngannou down to 9. So then that meant that Fury won by 1 point. But then I thought, nah, really and truly, nah. Because really and truly, I marked down 10-10 for a reason because that's what I saw. So I put it back to 10-10, then it was a draw. Watched the fight again. I said, nah, man, nah. Ngannou was the better ring general. He was the one controlling the center of the ring. Tyson Fury, when I watched it again, there was so much times when he didn't want to engage. It was particularly conspicuous at times in the 9th round. And even the 10th round, the first 2 minutes of the 10th round, Fury did not want to engage. He didn't want to engage. He was scared of the power, wary. Let me use the word wary. He was wary of the power, more wary of the power than he was against Deontay Wilder. It's some strange shizzle out there, I'm telling you. I think the Saudis are extremely happy. That bout is the talk of boxing. It is the talk of the world. It's the talk of the world, not just the talk of the town or the talk of the boxing world. It's talk of the combat boxing world. As a matter of fact, it's beyond that. I was out and about today at lunchtime and out of the office, and I heard people saying, "Hey, did you watch the Fury? Did you watch the Fury and Ngannou fight?" Because I think there was lots of people getting ready, a lot of pissed up people out in the pubs getting ready to celebrate like it was 1999 New Year's Eve. He's done it again, Tyson Fury. Did you see what he did to that Ngannou, the African lad? Did you see what he did to him? Well, that fell flat. That fell flatter than the casino where I watched Floyd Mayweather versus Pacquiao, and it was flatter than when everybody was marching out in silence like they were at Chow Ming's funeral. You know what I mean? He was more somber than that. You know what I mean? Who the hell's Chow Ming? Well, there you go. The Saudis are extremely happy. Yeah, it's the talk of the town. It's talk of the town, talk of the world, the light of the world. And you know something? I'm not gonna go into the rest of the card. I don't think I'm gonna do that. We're gonna come back tomorrow. I'm gonna come back tomorrow and do it. And then on Wednesday we're gonna have Rick Glazer. So you're gonna get 3 lives back to back to back to back. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to come off this subject, but then I got the issue of the flyer, the poster, the thumbnail. But I don't really too worry about that, because really and truly, this was the main topic that I wanted to get into. And you know, people have got beds to go to, jobs to go to, etc., etc., etc. So I don't want to underplay the undercard. Maybe the undercard deserves its own show. And what other elements come up tomorrow, because it's a quick moving story. We can talk about tomorrow. I know I'll be here. That's for sure. We'll get into it. We'll get into the rest. We'll get into the rest of the card tomorrow. Okay, any other elements that I've missed? Got Tyson Fury. We got, hold on a second. Let me stop that. Let me drop that. And let me bring in what we're looking at. We're looking at that. We're looking at that. I could change our mind. I could change our mind right now. I could change my mind right now and just talk about some of these fights right here. It ain't got to be a long thing. Parker is world class. Well, he wasn't fighting a world class guy. He has been a world champion. So, you know, you have to say, if you're a world champion, are you world class? Well, you know, you could say that. You could say that to an extent, but obviously, you know, there's lesser and greater. There's lesser and greater. That's what I think about that. African beef, more potent than wild boar. Ngannou had the element of surprise and was underestimated by Fury. He wins comfortably in a rematch and loses to most top 20. Ngannou is not as good as Fury made him look. You know, that's a possibility. That's a possibility. Let's see. The Fight Doctor, are you still there?
Fight Doctor still in the house with the magic mushrooms.
With the magic mushroom risotto. Yeah, you got any closing words for this? Is there any elements of this story?
Well, I just want to say again, congratulations to Mr. Francis Ngannou, who has single-handedly turned the boxing world upside down. Congratulations to you, sir, and I'm certainly looking forward to seeing you in your next fight.
Wicked. It looks like the poll. I'm ending the poll. Damn, the results came up quick. Let's just deal with this. Let's give Martin Bakoli a shot. Martin Bakoli is interesting. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Give him a slingshot. Slang a shot. Give Slang a shot. Slang. Give Slang a shot. Who's Slang? Give Slang a shot. Slang. Oh, you mean Zhang? Okay. Yeah, Zhang was up there. We got the results. Who wins? There's some results previously. These are the new results. That was the previous poll. I'll have a look at that. Who wins? Usyk, 73%. Who wins between Fury and Usyk? 73% of respondents said Usyk. 20% of respondents said Fury. And 6% of respondents said a draw. So the overwhelming feeling right about now is that Alexander Usyk beats Tyson Fury. Those are people's views coming off that fight. Okay, the John D. Lee, your final word. Is there any other element that we haven't discussed?
Of the Ngannou Fury.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm just not buying this idea that Fury will come back out and look good again after this. He hasn't looked good since he beat Wilder for the first time. Wilder did better in the third fight than he did in the second fight, which normally you would say the boxer does better in the rematch.
Yeah.
He's fought Dillian White, which... All right, it was a bit of a highlight reel knockout, but he didn't do it. He didn't do anything until he landed that uppercut. Just neither did Dillian. Then he fought Derek, and now he's done this. And I really strongly disagree with everything that Leon figures have said. If you look at the quieter rounds, a lot of what Fury threw missed or got caught on the gloves by Ngannou.
That's true.
So I'll give Fury 4 rounds, and for me, 2 of them are swing rounds. If you put the knockdown into that, that's 97-93 to Ngannou. That's how I scored it today when I rewatched it. I think Fury's sharp, and I think that's why he's been taking the level of fights that he has been taking, avoiding Usyk and not fighting other people as well. Those are my final words, Raph. Thanks for having me on.
Excellente. And so that was the John D. Lee, the fight doctor, and of course earlier on the Don Z. Bay. And so I think we've done it. I'm gonna save the undercard. I'm doubtful Fury will fight Usyk. I imagine Fury will delay, so Usyk has to fight another mandatory. OMG. Fury carrying too much back fat. Damn. Fury learns from this and beats Usyk and becomes undisputed. He has a couple of rubbish performances and pulls a big result when it really matters. Well, that's definitely a possibility. That is definitely a possibility. Right about now, there's been a vote of no confidence in Tyson Fury. Can he come back or is he finished? Remember, that's the question posed. Is Tyson Fury finished? John Daly thinks he is. The fight doctor said he might as well hang him up. I am not so sure. I think Fury's pride will be hurt. He's going to want to come back and he's going to want to make a statement. I think his pride is hurt. His emotions are hurt. Some think he's physically incapable of training the way he needs to train in order to have the cardio he needs to have. I'm not so sure. There's a fellow MMA guy called Dan Henderson. And he's not the only one. He's got bad knees. He stopped running years ago. He ended up fighting up until he was something like 40. That's long. Certainly deep in his 30s. Even with his bad knees, he found different ways to get the cardio in. So I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure that he is finished. So I'm the lone wolf in this thing. I'm the only one on the panel who thinks that Tyson Fury is not finished. Can he be optimal again? No. I think he's messed about with his weight too much. And even when he's on it, even when he's come back into the boxing fold, he still yo-yos a little bit too much. I think that's gonna take its toll. Has the years of boxing taken its toll on Tyson Fury? Have those tough fights with Deontay Wilder taken its toll on Tyson Fury? Well, tough fights. It was one tough fight, wasn't it? It was the first one. Was that tough? Yeah, he got dropped a couple of times, so I suppose that's tough. If you have a fight and you get dropped a couple of times, then that is tough. But can he come back from this? Is he finished? I think he can come back. I don't think he's finished. His best days are his best days behind him now? Yeah, perhaps so. Perhaps so. Perhaps so. His best days are behind him. But I don't think he's finished. I think he will fight Usyk early part of 2024, the first quarter of 2024. I don't think he's going to fight Usyk in December. I don't think that's going to happen. He needs to reassess, reevaluate, feel the pain, feel the hurt, and then come back invigorated with a chip on his shoulder and with a point to prove. Who do I think is going to win between him and Usyk? Well, after Usyk's last fight, Usyk dipped because people saw that Daniel Dubois gave him some problems with the body shots. And Tyson Fury's stock raised. More people thought that he'd beat Usyk than before the Usyk-Dubois fight. And then Usyk fights Ngannou, the novice, in Ngannou's first professional boxing match. I don't even know if he had any amateur boxing matches. And due to Ngannou's performance and Fury's performance, due to Ngannou overperforming and Fury perhaps underperforming, the reason for that, as of yet undetermined, could be that Ngannou just took him out of his stride. Could be that. Or maybe he took Usyk lightly, but we don't want to hear that. Don't want to hear that. He had 12 weeks. He had Sugar Hill in his camp. He's a professional. some people were saying, one cat for sure over stateside was saying that he thought that Fury was the best heavyweight boxer ever. I ain't gonna call no names. I don't want to embarrass the cat. Because even he now, I believe, sees the folly, the error of his ways. Fury comes back and KOs Chisora. OMG. I think people are sick and tired of it now. Sick and tired of that foolishness that he carried on with. Fighting Chisora the third time. Totally unacceptable. Almost unforgivable. Zhang. Big Bang Zhang. I was watching from a YouTube Poor Vision showing the next morning, as I wasn't paying for that. So my view was not the best. I may be wrong on my scores. Hey, it's possible, my friend. It's always possible. It's always possible. Fury fights well when he's on the juice. OMG. Yeah, you can't keep getting that back fat. You can't keep getting that back fat. It's going to take its toll. Damn. Might get in the ring again, but loses next time out. OMG. We're going to do the undercard show tomorrow. Had to mix it up. You know, got work in the morning. I gotta get my nightcap in before I take the long walk to the east wing. OMG. It's yo-yo dieting, which is likely to have taken its toll on Fury. Fury looks like he's got knock knees. Yeah, them knock knees will play havoc with you, mate. It's not good. Not good with the knock knees. Not good with the bent legs. Luke fansexuals will keep Fury bandwagon rolling on. Rolling on the river. Will proper boxing ever return? OMG. So is Fury finished? A lot of people think so. A lot of people are holding on out. Holding out hope. Again, ring again. Me, I don't think it's going to be any walkover for Usyk. I do still think Usyk will win. That has always been my position. But I think Fury now, he's got everything to play for. He wants to get his pride back. He's been embarrassed. He wants to get it back. What? Too many kids weakened his legs. They got 7 now. Okay, folks, we'll do the undercard show tomorrow. Because, you know, man's it's late over here at Dawkins Towers in Middle Earth. So what can I say? Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that share button. And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And it has been the Raphael Dawkins, the Combat Radio. And it's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares. And it is the hitting the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Thanks to everybody who jumped on the John Daly, the fight doctor from Chi-Town, the Don ZB. Where's Don ZB? I think he's East Coast. He's West Coast. I think the Don ZB is on the West Coast. I ain't seen the Don ZB probably for over a year. But it's good. It's good that he came back. Let us know that he's in good health. He's still around. It's good good of everybody to jump on in the chat and share your contributions. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. It's the Raphie Dawkins Combat Radius to see you tomorrow. Talk about the undercard and whatever pressing topics, top topics of the day. So it's the Raphie Dawkins Combat Radio. It's the Is Tyson Fury finished? And I'm out. Blessed.